That P4 guy here with yet another video. Let's talk about one of the most interesting sigils you can get for free. The Weakness Gaze. Weakness Gaze's effect is basically getting a buff of plus 30% attack speed and plus 30 crit for 5 seconds. However, it decreases by 3 every time you land a crit. The buff mechanics can easily be understood, but one of its parts is quite difficult to understand. Its trigger mechanics. So I did some testing to see how Weakness Gaze trigger in certain events. First is to test it on the dummy. Let's watch in slow-mo. We see that we got the Gaze's effect right after we land our first damage to the dummy. And in this clip, I am not getting new Gaze's buff even I re-attack the dummy. It's time to test it on practical scenarios. Let's go on a map that has high aggro rate. Sunken ship. Here in this clip, you can see that another way to trigger Gaze's effect is to get aggro from the mobs around you. It means that you really don't have to start hitting the enemy to get the Gaze's effect. This scenario is interesting. The pirate mob is re-aggroing itself, so in effect it resets our aggro state. In this specific case, we are getting Gaze's effect every time the pirate mob re-aggro itself on us. Furthermore, as long as the first monster that triggers your Gaze is still alive, you won't get another Gaze even you hit other mobs. In this clip, I'm attacking and getting aggro from other monsters while letting the first pirate live, and as you can see, Gaze is not triggering. Testing it even further. Portals and Fly Wing resets your aggro, so after entering and using one, you will now get another Gaze's effect. One last test I want to show it to you is one of the downside of Weakness Gaze sigil. Since we observed that entering a battle, in its description means is to get the monster's aggro. What will happen if we kill mobs that are passive in nature and we can one-shot it? My guess is that we won't be getting its effect in this kind of scenarios. Testing it on a fairly passive map, Ant Hell. In here, I tried farming De Niro's and Andres if I can still get Gaze effect. The hypothesis was correct. One-shotting enemies that are passive in nature don't have the time to go to aggro state, thus not giving you the Gaze effect. To summarize what we have learned. First, weakness gaze effect is reliant to the game's aggro mechanics. Second, gaze's effect won't reset until you kill the mob that triggers it unless you reset your map aggro state via entering a portal or using a fly wing. Do you want more in-depth studies of game mechanics? Tune in for the next analysis video.